This is Action Jack.
And Bergiemeister.
We're at the center of the world.us, and because of we just came back from El Centro where we have the Blue Angels. So they got jets going overhead and the cars from the Freeway 8 going by and all that. So we did our voiceovers. Plus, we hadn't been there. Now we've been there and we can talk about what we saw. How do we like it, Bergie?
Yippee!
It was way beyond what I thought. But the museum, the history.
You have to like history. Not everybody's into history, by the way.
But also, if you just like seeing interesting things like pyramids and churches and halls of fame and mazes, this is just a great place for $10, by the way.
Yes. There's our tour guide. She's explaining this sundial to us.
I thought she was fantastic. Great sense
she's
of
very
humor.
informative.
Super knowledgeable. And she works for Jacques and Felicia Estelle.
So this hand points, got to talk about this real quick while it's on the screen. It's pointing true north, and it's the hand of God from the Sistine Chapel, a replica of that painting by Michelangelo. And she's explaining how the sundial works.
There's Bergie doing her...
Oh, yes. I'm doing some stretches.
Yeah, just like in the Sistine Chapel there, the creation of mankind. To the right there, it's supposed to be a train depot, but that's symbolic. That's also a cafe and a museum.
Guy who started it.
Jacques-André Estelle and Felicia Lee Estelle. He was in the United States Marine Corps. He came here, he escaped German-occupied France.
Yes.
Went to Yale. That's the Rosetta Stone. That's their version of the Rosetta Stone with various languages and how you can interpret it using the knowledge base of how languages work. Now, that is a...
Wait a minute. We just lost... Oh, there it is. There's the pyramid.
And there's the church on top. That's the Brittany Church,
which we'll get to talk to in a little bit.
Yes, and so that's a scale replica of it. And this is the whole history of actually the universe, as much as we know right now.
Yes, starting from creation on, which will show some of those granite stones in a little bit.
That's pink granite, by the way.
Yes, isn't that amazing? That had to have been expensive. By the way, if anybody ever want to know what it looks like to be inside a pyramid, here it is. This is what they look like, and you don't have to go to Egypt. Plus, I think this is a little cleaner and less dusty.
Everything is tongue-in-cheek here, by the way. It's just to have fun. Because, the Bible says...
Didn't he write a book?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, she wrote a book.
She wrote a book called Ko, the Friendly Dragon at the Center of the World.
Okay.
And it's really talking about how we can become centered and how to find the good and do good and be good and how to love your neighbor as yourself, following the Christian principles. It's just absolutely wonderful here. So the history of California, if you go to the right, it faces the direction as you look to
yeah, it says California right, Arizona left. And so you just go down that marble walkway and you can read the history of both states. It's quite comprehensive, too.
Right. That part of there we're seeing, that is those who died in the Korean War, by the way, because he fought in the Korean War. He came here too young for World War II.
He's like 96 now, isn't he? Something like that.
Yes, he is.
He's my mom's age almost.
So there's California as a nation. In Spanish mythology, California was
an island.
Like heaven on earth. And it was an island, and it had everything that you needed. Perfect weather, total diversity, gold, later to be liquid gold, oil, soil that could grow anything, and all this is true. So, they grow coffee where we live, and sugar cane.
There's the bear.
Yeah, there's the bear.
There's the bar.
Yes, unfortunately, that bear was a grizzly bear, and all the grizzly bears were killed.
Yeah, they killed them all off.
It's one of the largest birds in the world.
Eagle, California eagle, United States
The one on the
eagle.
top we just saw was the condor.
Oh, is
California
it condor?
And they've made
I'll go with that.
Huge comeback.
Thanks to the conservation efforts to get them back, which is a blessing.
Yeah, and Brigitte and I have some pictures, actually videos of
Yeah,
the
they used
condor.
to show up at your brother's house
Yes,
in Tehachapi.
right. He had right in
Had
his yard.
dozens of them sitting there.
Yes,
Some of the original guys there. Oh, those were the Pony Express guys. That's what that was. I took a picture of that because those young men, 17, 18, trotting on a horse cross country delivering mail. I'd like to see these young ones today try stuff like that.
you could spend
Amazing.
days
Look at
here.
those kids.
Truly, you could spend days reading everything.
Yeah.
And this was written for the most part by Jacques Cousteau. It was
Is that Fremont?
yes, I'm not
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, I think so. That's Colonel Fremont, who basically started California, and these other guys. And they have, I took this at Sanford, and then Patton is on this, my favorite general.
And John Muir,
John Muir.
who was from Scotland, came here. He did so much about recognizing California's tallest peak and its lowest valleys,
He was a wonderful man. Thank
And
God
all-
for him, otherwise we wouldn't have Yosemite.
and also our forests. John Muir played a big part. Theodore Roosevelt coming here, working with him, was a big deal. You can learn so much by
Yeah.
coming here. He likes the French Connection, which is not the movie, but he likes the Statue of Liberty there, and how much France has played a part in making
Well,
the
they
United
sent
States.
soldiers to help the Revolutionary War too. Or they sent money more than anything else because America needed money to fight the Brits.
But the French provided so much.
Yes.
And this lovely human being is just an amazing person. All right, now, sound.
That's it.
Only one?
That's just barely doing it.
That's beautiful. Did I hear another one? One more.
Ah, it's so pretty.
Good vibes.
Good.
And it was good vibes.
By the way, that's a replica of the Liberty Bell.
There's the Alpha and the Omega. This has strong scriptural significance about the creation of humanity.
No man is an island unto himself.
What a beautiful quote.
John Donne.
Yes.
Each is a anyway. It just shows how we're connected as human species. We're not individual.
When one person dies, it affects us all.
Yeah.
And when one person is born, it enriches us all. This is just so beautiful. And
Birth of Jesus, perfect because we're at Easter.
yes, when we're doing this,
Yes,
yes.
and then
So many different of the concepts that are about treating the other person as you treat yourself.
well,
is
that's
here.
the Ten
And
Commandments.
There's the Ten Commandments.
That's what I was trying to see what that was about. The fact that these were
Sistine
individually
Chapel.
etched by somebody sitting there and chiseling away, it's just amazing.
Many of them are volunteers, and
Oh yeah.
there's so much space
Oh,
here.
there's Michelangelo. See the hand of God?
Yeah, that's what
And
you-
that's what we just said. And in back of it is the church. And there's Van Gogh's Starry, Starry Night. There's so many beautiful things. Really worth the time and the effort to come out and see this.
Yes,
Definitely not in the summer.
yes. It's more of a wintertime deal, so we went there.
It's very hot there. We had perfect weather, actually.
Ours was just absolutely perfect. And did you know that Jacques Cousteau made a lot of his money from engineering and from his business skills, but he was a parachutist, and he had a parachute factory where he had these
Oh,
world-class
I didn't know
parachutes.
that.
Oh, here's the beginning of the world.
That's the Big Bang, birth
Right.
of the universe.
In the beginning,
Yeah. Couldn't take videos of all of it. That's why we went and bought the books, because there's just too much.
yeah, we realized as we were there just how extensive it is.
There's our galaxy. Yeah, it's just fascinating. And if you have to sit here and read this, you got to get flat-footed. So it's nice to take the books home.
He spent a lot of time on the Korean War, by the way, because he was in the Korean War. He also went to Yale, and there's a lot of information that he learned at Yale, and he has his colleagues and his.
He's got the whole graduating class from when he graduated in, what was it, in 39 or 49, something like that.
No.
He's got everybody's name on there. And so whenever it was he
It
graduated.
would be, was it before World War II or
I
after?
don't know. It'll show up because I took a video of it. Look at the planets there. But he has everybody that graduated. It wasn't that big of a class, but he's got all their names etched in there.
He is the only mayor they ever had since he created this town and put all the money up for it. There was nothing here. By the way, right on the Mexican border, too,
Well,
also.
yeah, not too far.
Right. And then they got these beautiful sand dunes here all over the place where people do
Yeah,
their
what was that one we went to?
dune buggies. That's coming up on another episode.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember those dunes. Very famous. I just can't think
Oh,
of the
there's a
name.
whole bunch of different dunes.
Yeah, just beautiful.
Yes.
There you
So,
go. There's your hieroglyphics. This is how you learn to decipher the ancient languages. They got so much stuff. It's amazing. I don't know how many years he's been doing this. Do you remember?
I think it
'Cause I know we
started
learned it when we were
in the
there.
80s. It started in the 80s. And the county of Imperial and El Centro, this area, they had 100% endorsed the city of it being the center of the world. And do you know it's also recognized as the center of the world in the United Nations? In the United Nations, and all it started with France. They recognize that. Again, it's tongue in cheek,
Of
but
course.
it's the whole thing is about being centered.
It's America. We are the center of the world. So, end of that statement.
Well, it represents the world because anybody
Yep.
can come here. Oh, there we're going up to the Brittany Chapel here, and this
Man,
is
look at Jack go.
yes, this,
He was zipping.
yes. I don't know how
Were
many
you working out?
working out and having fun, but
That's the chapel, by the way, which is true north from the hand of God that we were at the beginning. It's directly opposite that.
and there are tons and tons and tons and tons of ground that was
How
brought here,
many
and they're
tons
actually.
and tons of ground?
I don't remember it, but that's on their website that you
Yeah,
can
to
go
build
to.
this mound.
So they do weddings here. There is no priest, chaplain, or minister for this particular church because it's only got 10 people in that whole community. But they're very spiritual people, and they meet here and they'll read scripture, and they do weddings and other events here. And
Hey, look, there's my minister. His name is Jack.
yes, minister means less than, minus is where the word comes from. Right there, see, that is the sun coming in, and again, you can tell what time it is. And that beautiful blue light from the stained glass is coming in here.
Ah, it's a beautiful little church.
Oh, it is absolutely
Chapel.
wonderful. I thought it'd be a nice place for a wedding or anniversaries.
Very small.
From yeah, it's very small.
Only
Jesus-
bringing 8 guests. That's it.
right.
How pretty that is.
Yes, I'm looking out there, and then I am
And you said, it's time to do a sermon.
I'm going to
This
do
Jack is about to say something, and it's going to be highly interesting.
so this here's my little sermon. I'm going to
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm going to sell. Here's my selling points on why it's good to believe.
Okay,
And
go
why
for it.
it's good to believe is that the word to believe literally means, in its etymological roots, to be love. You want to be love. You want to love, be love. Love is a verb and it's a noun. In order to have the fruit of love, you got to get at the root.
Ooh, that's good.
You want the fruit, get at the root. You have to be it. You don't wait for people to love you. You be love. Believe. If you believe, I've asked people who don't believe, do you think you'd be happier if you did believe? And everyone I ever met says, of course I would be happier. If you believed that when your body dies, your spirit doesn't die, but you, as the person, lives forever, would you be happier? They all say yes. Well, that's what Christianity is about. All right, now we're looking out. That's end of sermon. Now we're
It
out.
was a lovely little sermon. I like that. Now we're outside again. Look at the view
That's those mountains, just that area is where Mexico is.
down there. Yes, down south.
Yes, and this is a little plaque showing that this is the church on the hill, dedicated on March 7th, 2008.
Okay,
And
got it.
yes, and this is the church in Brittany, France. It's on a
It's,
hill.
it's an exact replica, I think, of that church, isn't it?
It has, yes, Yeah, artistically, it is.
Artistically. Well, it's not quite. I think that one's bigger. This is a little guy.
Yes. So,
Yeah,
and
but it's still beautiful. Look how cute it is.
it really is.
So we're just wandering around the outside of it, and
Yep.
now we get another view from the hill. Oh, now you can see the whole thing. Look at, see? And all those brown things down there, that's all those granite stones, which a bunch of them are still empty. They need to be filled in.
And that's a maze. See that over there? That's
Yeah,
a
it's a
maze.
And behind it's the 8th freeway.
And that maze is so interesting to walk through, but it's mostly about,
There's Felicity.
yes, that's the whole
Townhouse.
town of Felicity.
So it was really educational. I enjoyed that. That was very, very informative.
Now, this is the Hall of Fame for parachuting, and Mr. Estelle is an expert on it. This became his business, and talks about free-falling parachuting, how that
Oh,
works.
that's a world record there.
Yes, that's
Look
a
at
world
those
record.
people.
And then once a year, they have the parachutists come here,
Oh, yeah, they have a
and it
exhibit or whatever
yeah,
they
that
call
would
it,
be in the-
exhibition.
in the wintertime, you have to go to the website to find out more about when it's going to be, but that's something great to see. So this is the wall for the ages, and this has to do with the center of the world. Then we also go to more about Princeton and Yale. Was it Princeton or Yale that he was
It was
at?
Yale. And then here's his graduating class on the right.
Yes, and there's
Oh, gee.
Burgermeister. Briggy's having such a great time.
I'm standing on the top of the world. There I am.
No, Briggy looks
Oh,
at
my goodness. An idiot. Where'd you find me? Under what rock did I come out under? Can we get rid of
I
this?
love it. Now, I'm usually the more exuberant one, but
Yeah,
when we're going to
get-
places, Briggy's.
Get these thunder thighs out of the screen. Come on. Oh, my goodness.
No,
Yes.
here I'm going to the center of the world. Here, this is the exact spot. Again, this is tongue
Now,
in
this
cheek.
is the cute guy.
We're just having fun here.
And he's dissortating, and I muted him, so now you're not going to know what he's talking about.
Well, one of the things is the word Felicity, and that's the name of this town, means happiness. And in the Bible, Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, it was all about happiness. So when it says blessed are, it really means happy are. And God wants us to be happy. And happy people make other people happy.
I'm down with that.
And happy people are the ones who create things for the betterment of others. Oh, this is the cafe.
Oh, speaking of happy people,
Yeah, she
food
gets-
makes me happy.
And there's one of the volunteers.
Yes. He was making it. He was actually making a box.
Yeah, he's making, see these chairs and the tables? This gentleman
There
makes
was a
them.
box on the right side he was replacing, and it was all broken up. So I thought that's nice.
And this is like a train station. Here, he's showing the Statue of Liberty and how it was built and constructed by the same person who did the Eiffel Tower, Mr. Eiffel. And so he still loves his home of France and Paris. So this shows the inside of the Statue of Liberty, and they actually have it here. They have part of the original Statue of Liberty.
The stairwell should come up
The
at the
stairwell,
end.
right.
That they have there. You can't climb on it, but it got a fence around it. We'll
They
show
had it
in
for a
minute.
while that you could, but now it's
Yeah, it's too rickety now.
here. It is right here. Look at this.
There it is.
Isn't that fantastic?
There's the plaque on the side of it showing what it is, verifying it. It was when they refurbished the Statue of Liberty in the 80s under Ronald Reagan. It was finished, and they commemorated it, and that's when they got that piece. It was auctioned off, and he bought that piece.
That's at the very beginning of this place.
Yes.
And they have their own post office too,
Yes.
by the way. So, yes, and also gift shop. The gift shop was so wonderful and inexpensive. So if you like this video, please hit like, share, subscribe, give us a comment. That we would really appreciate it. So this, on behalf of my lovely bride, Burgermeister, this is Action Jack saying we'll be back. It'll be soon, and that's the name of that tune. Now, we found a place on the way home that had Birgit Way, and my bride's name is actually Birgit, B-I-R-G-I-T, although I call her Burgermeister because it sounds cute, and that's Americanized. So there you have the Burgermeister. That's a little bit...
Shorten this massively long clip here. This is obscene.
I love it, love it, love it.
Can I go away now?